A colgada, or hanging off of the center line of the axis, is a move in tango where the leader is going to send the follower away and then counterbalance the other way and come back. Like the volcada, the colgada is a pendulum kind of motion. It has a wave and a resolution. It just doesn't stay back there and hang out forever. I've seen a lot of people do that, but that's not really what it's designed to do, and it's not beautiful that way. It just looks very constipated. So in a good colgada, the leader is placing the follower's axis, sending them off axis from that point, and resolving that move back onto axis. For the follower, it takes a lot of trust to lean away from the leader, stay connected into your foot, and let that move resolve without taking over. For the leader, you have to really count on having your body counterbalance the follower appropriately so that both of you feel comfortable and balanced. This is especially hard if you have a tall and short person or a heavy and a light person. You're not going to be able to lean the same amount out and in because you're going to be different shapes and different weights. So it's finding just that right amount of opposition in the colgada for the heavy and the light, or the tall and the short, whatever the imbalance is for those people, to then resolve back into being on axis and moving together at the end of the colgada. I almost always teach people volcadas before I tackle colgadas. It's scary enough for most followers to have to lean on a leader, but it's a lot scarier for them to count on the leader to hold them up and to lean away from the leader. In both volcadas and colgadas, followers always think about having your free leg underneath your body to some extent. So if I'm leaning on a volcada and my leader drops me, I can just stand on that foot. The volcada is really just preventing me from taking that step. They don't let me step, so I end up swinging my leg. They let me step, I step. Same thing in the colgada. That when I do a colgada, if I have a leg free, it's going to be mostly under me. So if I'm falling, all I have to do is put my foot down and I'm okay. I think that's why I'm less scared of doing them than most people are. Be aware of trying to keep your feet not under you, this kind of thing, because then you will fall. Main thing, furthest thing back is your behind. Esther Goclay's famous words of, if this were not behind you, we would call it something else. So in any kind of colgada, I'm keeping as much as possible the line from my hip to my shoulder of my regular move. And I'm sending that whole thing back, spring-loaded, glutes, heels, back of my body, spring-loaded to adjust to come back. So if I'm sent back by the leader and I come back, I was taught these originally to sit into them, but I found that doesn't help most people. If you lift your belly button as you go back and you really stay in your glutes, you have a nice, stretchy, less scary feel in the move and come back. What you want to figure out as the follower in the colgada is what angle is the leader sending you to that needs to resolve. So it always goes and comes back. It doesn't stay there. So if the leader is leaning me sideways, then it's coming back to the side. So if I've stepped forward, then it's probably going to continue forward. If I step back, probably it's going to continue back. In that case, my hip goes out this way, and I come back to my side. If I'm standing in a colgada where my butt's going back, then I'm probably going to resolve it going forward. So both of those they're almost never a straight line. So I almost never get to do a straight back colgada and then come exactly forward. Usually it's some sort of move where I end up changing an angle around the leader. And I'll put in a little clip of me practicing how I rehearse that so that I'm ready for any angle the leader sends. Remember, you have a ball joint in your hip joint, so it can adjust a lot of different ways. As I do the colgada, I'm allowing the leader to create an angle and resolve it. And a lot of times I have a free leg, so maybe it's here and I go. Or maybe they're having me step and I have to keep moving. Whatever I'm doing with that, I'm feeling where that angle goes and come back. Where that angle goes and resolve. The best way I've found to practice this is to hold on to door jambs. Start in parallel to the door jamb and lean back again. This would be the world's largest colgada. I don't want to see this on the dance floor. I want a little bit smaller so the follower can feel the spring, the opposition of the colgada, and go somewhere and not feel that they have to tighten every muscle of their body. So I stand there, lift my pelvic floor, tip away, come back. Start here, tip away, come back. Start here, tip away. Again, like the volcada, the leg doesn't go shooting back first. It's a result of the hip joint moving backwards. So my hip goes back, the leg adds. Hip goes back, the leg adds, and resolves. Hip goes side, leg resolves. Hip goes side. Everything adjusts from my midline, which pretty much is almost completely straight up and down in a colgada here. And again, not doing something funny. Keeping that line mostly the same throughout the whole move. As a leader, colgadas are very hard to practice without a partner. So it really is having to be able to counterbalance, feel where you put the follower, and adjust for that person's shape and weight. The one thing that you can practice without a follower is figuring out where their axis is going to start on the floor. If I want a follower to lean from somewhere, I have to figure out where their axis is going to start on axis near me so that we can counterbalance. So if I'm here and we counterbalance, I can't send my follower any further than I can then adjust in the same way. So I'm doing the same hip adjustment as a leader as a follower, except I'm usually not in my heels, so it feels a little bit different. So I have this feeling of adjusting, sending the follower and coming back. Sending the follower and coming back. Plant their foot, then send them on off axis. Plant their foot, then send them off axis. So if you think about that as a leader without a partner, then when you get to class, you're going to have a lot easier time of getting each colgada started, even if the follower is a little bit scared. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in class.